Today's podcast is brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Accidents happen. Without the right coverage from the right insurance company, damage to your automobile can be a real financial hit. That's why Kentuckians appreciate the competitive rates and personal service they get from Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. When the unexpected happens, count on us to help you get back on the road. To request a free quote, find your local KFB insurance agent at mykfbagent.com. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment. So Matt, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Tim's been a podcast machine recently.
To be clear, if you look at Tim, the guy's a workhorse.
He's a workhorse.
He is a unit. Isn't that what the kids say?
A unit.
He's a unit. That means you're jacked up, man.
I'm a work mule.
He has come out of nowhere, just cranking out podcasts.
To be honest, we sat in this booth and we're
it.
like, hey, we're going to do a couple openings for Tim's recordings. And then he keeps telling us recordings.
I have another one.
And do you know what now we're into? Sorry, guys, you're probably listening to this on your drive-in. We're flipping hungry because it's lunchtime, but old Timmy, just podcast after podcast after podcast.
Influencer extraordinaire, podcasting like crazy.
I am pretty amazing.
You are.
So, I got today's question is your first or best story of a summer job.
Okay.
Summer job, because it's summer, and spoiler, we're going to talk about labor.
Yeah.
And a program with labor, but we'll get to that in a second. But I want to know, what is your maybe a memorable moment, first, last, whatever summer job you had?
The first summer job I ever had was cutting the grass at our house. And it's not like, we lived out in the country, and this was a huge yard.
This is a job.
Yeah. It was probably close to an acre. And we had 2 push mowers.
Nice.
Me and my brother, we would start on opposite ends, and we would mow till we met.
I start mowing your way.
Yeah.
Nobody got it?
I got it.
Meet in the middle?
I got it.
Golly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Matt.
I'm sorry. I'm lost.
Austin knew it. I saw him chuckle over there.
This leans into the whole. We had a conversation about cutting the grass and mowing the lawn.
Yeah, mowing the yard.
And
mowing
we
the yard.
got yards.
Yeah. And one of the mowers must have weighed like 150 pounds. It was not
Did y'all fight over who got that one?
No, I was the youngest, so I had to take the heavy mower.
See, this is like a boy named Sue. Your brother made you tougher by giving you that mower.
And that's what, we talked about him being a
Is that what it was?
workhorse.
Workhorse. It's because of this.
No, it's because he could beat me up.
You'll have that.
So you get that one. You get that mower. Sorry.
You sure you want to fight me for this one? I'll go back to the other
I'm
one.
good. I'll push the big mower. It's okay.
I think that's a lot of young people's first kind of gig. I actually, when I was about 11, joined my 2 brothers on a paper route back in the day where you
on a bicycle?
I did not bicycle. We would walk.
Whoa.
So that was probably my first real job, but it was all the time.
Did you walk up to the house or did you actually throw it?
We would walk sort of to the house and then throw it.
I've always wondered, you see it in the shows. I lived out in the country, so the mailman was in a vehicle. I've always wondered, if you live in a neighborhood, do they actually throw the newspaper?
Yeah. I would throw it, I'd wrap it up, put a rubber band, boom, put it around on your front porch right at your door.
What, did you ever hit anything you were not supposed to hit?
No, I mean, it probably weren't going to hurt nothing. If you did. Sometimes you had a screen door at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Now woke up the house?
Probably not what you want to do. So sometimes we get
you
a
hear
comment.
click.
Yeah.
Depending on the neighborhood, you just come on moseying.
Yeah. But my summer job, my real true summer job was actually, I worked for a landscaping crew in one of the lawn mowing gangs.
Big lawn mowing crew here.
And I used to cut Farm Bureau's grass when I was a kid. So our state office has a landscaping crew that comes and cuts the yard. I mixed them both there.
You did, yeah.
Mows the yard here at the Farm Bureau office.
It sounds funny when you say that in a city.
Yeah.
And let me guess, you stood outside there and say, I'm going to work there one day.
I had no idea what it was. It was just a big, so if you come to the state office, there's a big patch of grass that kind of faces 64. That was all I did. I would get on a mower and cut that.
So you were not trusted to go over there like by the pond.
All the little important spots and little stuff they had guys doing that.
Anything people could see.
They're like, put the dummy on the mower over there and just cut the long,
I don't
the
think
big
the
spot.
pond was there then.
There's no pond back then.
Yeah.
But there was there's a lot of grass there. All of the parking lots have expanded a lot, so there was a lot of grass. Like the campus was more grass than it is today. So we'd have 2 or 3 trucks, guys all would meet at one time, and that was just I just knew I had to go over there and I'd cut that. So yeah, so it was funny. Like I remember literally interviewing here after, and I drove up to the building, and it all like came back.
Kind of look at the grass and go, I did better than that.
It's not very straight lines. That's much better. But yeah, I would cut. I cut the grass here at the Farm Bureau office when I was about 18. It's like my summer job when I was in college. I'd come home and work for a landscaping company. My dad knew the guy that owned it, and that's how I got it. So, yeah. So
mine, it's not going to be my first job. My first job was obviously like working on the farm. Like we did work for the cattle, and then we mowed the grass. The whole thing of mowing the yard is if you were heavy enough to keep the mower going.
Yeah, the seat had to be knocked
So
all
me and
over.
my brother, who was 2 years older than me, my older brother, he was small for his age. I was big for my age. And so we kind of started that at the same time. We were the same weight there. My younger sister, much smaller. I don't know if today if she could keep the mower going. She'd teeny thing. So there was always the joke, like Dad was like, am I going to have to stick a brick under her butt? Like, what are we going to do? But in the end, thought that was a little unsafe, so we never did that. But the job I'm going to tell you about is the shortest job I ever had. And it's not because I got fired. Make that clear. I got into Governor Scholar. And so I used to work at the Research Center in Princeton where my parents worked. And that guy was like, I need somebody all summer. You're only going to be here a few weeks on each end. So I got to hire somebody else. I was like, all right, that's fine. So I talked to some friends at school, and they're like, hey, we are lifeguards at City County Park, our little county pool. And they're like, you should just be a lifeguard. So I go to lifeguard training, and the guy that's teaching us, like, is certifying us. Like, I pass everything flying colors, no big deal. But we have to save him, quote unquote, from the deep end of the pool. And you have to, like, tread water and then dive and get him out and then swim him to the side. Okay, so I'm not a great diver, and I have to do it while I'm already in the water. Like, I'm better at jumping off the side, which is what you would do if you were on the side in the lifeguard stand. But it's whatever, it's fine. I'm not going to call it any names. But anyway, so this guy's training us, and he's a bit of a character. He's a very large man, which is fine. When we go, I'm like the third one to have to go save this guy, okay? Save him or whatever. So I go to save him, and he decides that I am a good person to teach everyone a lesson about what would happen if the person freaked out. So he starts flailing, and I'm getting smacked and splashed, and I'm trying to get him to the side, and I finally get him to the side, and he's just like, ha, I guess you passed, but that was not great. And I was like, what the heck? I do all this nonsense.
I've saved 0 people until today.
All this nonsense, okay? The pool, I worked there for a week and a half.
Right.
It has a leak in it that is not economical enough for the city to fix in that same summer. I did all that junk, and the freaking pool closed. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm not working there. Did all that certifying, got my dumb little swimsuit from my tan lines, all the fun things. I sat under that umbrella for maybe a week and a half, and then they were like...
You didn't even get the good umbrella time.
Yeah, so when people are like, what's the most random job I've ever had? I was like, you're going to think this is dumb, because a lot of people were lifeguards, but I was only a lifeguard for a week and a half, and I did not get fired.
And you closed down the pool.
The pool
They said, we can never have a lifeguard as good.
Never
so
as good as Renee.
Close it down.
So I guess that was my notion of like, hey, Renee, go back to ag stuff. Maybe the pool is not your ticket.
You know, just a little addition here. I did work at a little restaurant when I was 16.
Cool.
It was the Fairgrounds restaurant because it was next to the fairgrounds.
Nice.
Very good name.
And so the other day, it's still there. It looks a little different. It's still there. And I happened to be driving by around lunchtime, so I stopped in. And I told the folks in there, I said, hey, I used to work here in 1976. And they went, oh, it's been here this long? Yeah.
I remember when America turned 200.
Yeah. 76 was a great year.
Yeah, 76 was great.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so why are we talking about labor?
Yeah.
We're talking about labor because we have Rachel Chambers on the podcast today, Tim.
Yes.
And she is talking about on-farm labor.
Rachel works with the Rural Development Office here in Kentucky. And housing, on the farm is very important for a lot of reasons, whether it's people that live there, whether it's people that work there, whether it's migrant labor that comes in to help or otherwise. And so there's some good programs, very interesting and very helpful, I might add. And she's very knowledgeable. And she's also from the county where my great-grandfather's from.
Very cool. Very cool.
So there's a teaser. We go off on a slight tangent to start because we got to figure out if it's the right family that Tim's related to. We're trying to figure out if they're the good side
This
of
is
Lee
another
County.
podcast where y'all ditched me and had a great time
Oh yeah,
without
no,
me.
I'm on this one.
We did. Yeah.
Honestly, I barely got a word in. As soon as they found out they had, they could be kin. I mean,
Maybe.
Could be.
Maybe.
we might have interviewed Tim's cousins. I just kind of sat there quietly, just twiddled my thumbs. No, it's a good one. We really appreciate Rachel coming in, and so we will get you to that conversation. Without further ado, I'm Renee Carrico.
I'm Matt Hilton.
I'm Tim Thornberry.
Let's get rural.
Renee, good to see you again.
I'm back.
We're talking rural development today. Travis Burton has been here. And now, Rachel, I'm going to let you introduce yourself here. We're going to talk some serious stuff here in a minute, I know. But
Sure. I'm Rachel Chambers. I'm our acting single-family housing program director. I've been with the agency about 11 years. I'm originally from Lee County.
do you know any Stampers?
I do know a lot of Stampers.
My great-granddaddy, Floyd Stampers from Lee County.
Oh, my goodness.
He's been gone a long time.
Probably. But they're still there. They're still running around.
There used to be I'm off topic here, Austin. I'm sorry. There used to be a superintendent there. His name was Frank Kincaid.
Yes. I went to school with his children.
Frank told me one time that he said, well, now, Tim, there's two sides of the Stampers. There's the good side and there's the not so good side. Do you know which side you were? I said, yes. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yikes.
Anyway, it's a great community.
Other than that crew that Tim's related to, great county.
Than the ones I'm related to. It's a great county. So, welcome.
Well, thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, I think there's one particular subject that we're going to talk about today, and I'll just hand it over to you from this point.
Absolutely. So when Director Burton came on board with us at USDA Rural Development for this administration, the first thing he talked to us about was making sure that we put our farmers first when it comes to rural development. And we have a whole bunch of programs that can help farming communities and rural communities, but only a handful that can really help the farmer individually. So that's what we're here to talk about today is our on-farm labor housing program. And that's that one program that we can offer to individual farm owners, partnerships, family farm corporations, associations of farmers who want to develop and build farm labor housing that they're going to use either on the farm or very near the farm. It can be single family housing, so like individual homes, or it can be multifamily housing like duplexes, triplexes, bigger than that, or even barrack type housing. So it's one of those programs that kind of doesn't get talked about a whole lot when it comes to promotion of that program, but it's there, it's year round, and we're really happy to offer it. And we just want to make sure that people in Kentucky know that it exists and that we can help out when it comes to housing your farm labor and your workers that are working on your farm.
And that's a big deal, isn't it? Because, farm labor, first off, is a huge deal, but the housing component of that. So talk to me a little bit about that. How does this work? If I'm a farmer and I'm interested in this program, what do I do first?
Right. So it's, I would like to say it's a simple process, but, we are the United States government, and sometimes we do have long packages that you have to fill out. but we try to make it as seamless as possible. So that particular program is ran through what we call our multifamily housing program, and it's a nationally run program. But we can help out at the state level as well. So if somebody's interested in it, they can contact our state office and we can get them connected to the right people. But when they're interested in it, we direct them to an interest email, basically. So they send an email out to our multifamily housing crew expressing interest in that program. And then they reach out pretty quickly and they set up what we call a concept meeting with that farmer. And that's when that farmer can ask any and every question that they have. What type of housing do they want to provide to their domestic, their seasonal, their migrant workers that are working on their farm? What kind of regulations do they need to adhere to when it comes to construction and building? And then they hold their hand the rest of the way through the process. So they help them set up how, they do their application, how to get their building plans placed, if they need to do kind of surveys, to survey out the places that they want to build on their farm, to keep that separate, from the rest of the family farm, or if they have an interest in rehabilitating an off-site location for farm labor housing, that's also something that we can do as well. So they do that concept meeting initially and kind of help them get their ducks in a row, and then they kind of hold their hand the rest of the way. They'll do calls with them on a monthly or bi-weekly basis, depending on how enthusiastic that farmer is, and help them get through the process. We take applications for that program on a rolling basis all throughout the year. Some of our programs have certain windows that you have to apply through, but not this one. So you can contact us at any time, and we're happy to walk a farmer or an interested party through the steps for that.
Well, this program be an advantage, say somebody's going to start from the ground up and build something new, maybe a structure that they don't have already. So does this program work with those folks?
Absolutely. It can be new construction or it can be rehabilitation. So if they're interested in purchasing something that's already existing and rehabbing it for the purpose of housing their farm laborers, that's also an eligible activity. So it could be either or both.
So a lot of our guys that use migrant labor, whether that's H-2A, H-2B, whichever that may be, and I'm not asking you to give us the housing specs, please know that, but that is a lot of the calls we get at certain times when they change a housing spec or they come and do those inspections in general and kind of audit the farmer. When it comes to if we're building something new or rehabilitating, is that where that one-on-one conversation helps that farmer make sure that they don't build something that isn't going to qualify?
Absolutely. So that's where our specialists really come into play. It depends on the type of laborer they have. It could be a HTA, it could be a domestic laborer. So they really need to find out what the needs of that farmer are and help them guide them through those regulations. So that's why it's really important when you have that concept call to talk to them about the needs that you have, because you could have a myriad of workers on your farm, but especially in those situations, you have to meet certain guidelines, certain regulations. So you want to make sure that you're doing things right.
One of the things we talked with Travis is the education component, getting people to understand about these programs and what you do. Is that a big part of this? Because to be honest, I didn't know you did that.
Right, and we've done this program for many decades now.
I did not do my homework very well, did I?
But I think that's the important part of having Director Burton on our team. He understands the needs of the agricultural community in Kentucky. And when he was on board with us and he saw those programs that were out there for farms, he wanted to make sure that we were able to supply that information to them. So we've done a lot of work with the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, helping them get on board with these programs and getting that out to the people and the stakeholders that they engage with. But also just making sure that communities know that it exists. So I know when he's out and about, he's always talking about this program. But I don't know how many emails that he's sent my way that I've helped connect individual farmers, individual family farms to this program so they could at least think about it.
Do you ever get surprised that there are a lot of people that maybe don't know about it?
Oh, absolutely.
Like me?
Yes. And I knew it existed, and I've been on with the the agency for quite some time, right? But I hadn't really dug into the program until this year. And so now it's just another tool in my toolbox that I can pull out and talk to people about, especially when it comes to the agricultural community. They do so much for our communities, and this program is so helpful. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the terms, but it can be a 1% interest rate for 33 years, and you just don't see that interest rate on any type of housing or even commercially available. So it's something that a farmer can really utilize, and it can be affordable to them.
Yeah, that's incredible. I don't ask this. I know you guys, both of you have led off, and I appreciate the honesty, because we all know that it's part of protecting the taxpayer dollars, those dollars out of the federal government. Is it frustrating? Of course, as the taxpayer that is supposed to get the money, sometimes the process takes a minute, yes. But what I really like about what you're talking about is so much one-on-one and consistence with that. A lot of times you get, if you can get in the office and talk to somebody, and then it's a lot of emails. So the idea of consistently calling and touching base, how long can that process take when it comes to like beginning to end, putting something up? Because we might have some farmers that are like, listen, I'm in the middle of everything right now. I really would love to inquire, but I don't really want to start building tomorrow. I actually need to get through half a harvest at least before I start a project. So a long time frame actually may help them want to start now, and so they're ready, if that makes any sense.
Right. So all of our information's available on the USDA RD website, and you can start the process at any time. You could start a concept meeting now and not be ready to apply right now. And I think that's the beauty of it. Like, you may need to have some more confirmation before you're like, I'm going to fill out this application. So I think that's why those concept meetings are very important. And for somebody that's interested in this program and really wants to pursue it, having that concept meeting and then waiting a little bit, that's okay, right? So again, we take those applications on a rolling basis. If they're not ready, and I actually had that same conversation with a farmer in Western Kentucky like last week. He was like, I'm in the middle of harvest. Am I going to miss out on it? I'm like, absolutely not. You've got all the information at your disposal, and when you're ready, we're ready. So it's really, moving through the process. It could be a year-long thing for you. But if you have all the information and you do your concept meeting, then you can probably plan on how you're going to go about it in the right way. And we're there to help you through that process too. Hold your hand, be your friend, be your neighbor.
As I've traveled around the state over the years, a lot of the farm families that I meet with and visit with, they've had workers, whether they're migrant workers or whether they're domestic workers, that have been with their part of the family. They've been around them for years and in some cases decades. And you know that those farm families, they want to take care of them, or they've become members of their family. Do you find that they get a sense of relief when they know there's a partner out there that can help them with one of these projects, whether it be a new build or rehabbing something that they have? Do you see a lot of, aha moments that they've got a true friend and a partner to help them do this?
Right. Well, in the where we're at with finances and borrowing money right now, interest rates are a little high. And so when they find out that our interest rate is so low and affordable to them, you can immediately see that relief. But when it comes to the people that are working for them or part of their farm, their family, the first thing they ask is this only for the farm laborer? Can we just house the farm laborer? And that's not the case with this program. If you build a unit, you can also house the farm laborer's family, as long as they meet the income guidelines, and we can go from very low to moderate income for a farm laborer. So it's really a reasonable swath of people that we can work with. And that's when I see the relief on their face. Like, they're able to take care of that farm laborer, but also take care of their family.
And that's got to be a huge relief to them, because sometimes that might be the difference in keeping that laborer there or not. I would
Absolutely.
think.
You have to have somewhere to live, work, and send your kids to school, right? So if you're close to work, then that just makes it even easier.
I kind of like this program.
I think this is fantastic. And it's
I love
something.
the interest rate.
I know.
Yeah, boy, do we have some expansions on our places. I might have to get some laborers so we can get a little low interest. No, I think the program's phenomenal. I think the support is phenomenal. And this sounds very similar to what Travis was talking about earlier in the sense that you may not be on the same side of the state. You just said it. You were talking to a guy in West Kentucky already who was, I'm assuming, in the middle of wheat harvest. And the fact that you are on the literal opposite side of the state, it shows the efficiency of what you guys are trying to do on rural development in the sense that we're not going to have you work with your local office. If that person's not the number one person on this topic, well, heck, let's just go have you let you call the one that is and get you through the process. So I appreciate that part too. Did you foresee yourself becoming inundated in this particular program, or it just kind of happened?
Well, I'm already a part of our single-family housing crew, and I have been for a very long time. So the on-farm aspect of it is very similar to what we deliver to low and very low-income families every day in Kentucky, all throughout the state. And we have already centralized that process. But it being a national program, we felt the need for somebody in the state to be that subject matter expert and help connect local families to that program just because it is national. And I think as we move forward with this administration, they're really committed to centralization and streamlining our programs and making sure that we're where we need to be for delivery. So it was a natural transition for us, and we're happy to learn those programs and help deliver them, whether they're national programs or state-ran programs.
You talked a little bit about the steps involved. If there's a farmer out there that's hearing this podcast and they go, I didn't know you did that. What do I do next? Do they go to their local office? Do they give you a call? Sometimes getting started is the hardest part, It
is, but a local office visit is always sometimes the easiest, right? Just like going to your ag extension agent. So you can come into the office, they'll get you to the right person in the state. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Travis. But then we know how to navigate that multifamily housing national connection that we have. So we'll help them get the email that they need to send. Sometimes we even help them figure out what they want to say when they send that email, so that they're a little bit more comfortable in reaching out to somebody at a national level. But it's really a team effort, right? The state is there to help the national program, and we're just there to make sure that funding gets delivered to the community.
I don't mean this in a bad way, but you kind of hold their hand through that. And if they're like me and a lot of things, I need my hand held to get through some things, like paying my kids' tuition the other day. Anyway, so that's got to be a comfort for you guys as well as the people you're helping out, I would think.
Absolutely. And we do that in every one of the programs that we deliver throughout every program mission area that we have. So if it's community facilities or rural business program or single family housing, or now even farm labor housing, we're there to be that point person for those interested parties and help them get to the finish line. So
where can is there something online that they can log on to begin the process? Is there like an 800 number or something like that?
Right. Well, I don't want to get into phone numbers because sometimes phone numbers are insane.
They're crazy.
But we do have a really great website that's RD-centric. It's www.rd.usda.gov. And then that takes you to every program that we have. But for farm labor housing, you go into the search bar, type in farm labor, and then that'll pop up both of our programs. We have an on-farm and an off-farm. On-farm's where you need to go. But then we also have a state page. You can get onto our state page, and it'll take you straight to Travis's contact information or even mine.
I'm on it. I see it.
Well, now if Tim can do it, we're good to go. We got this thing.
That's very true.
No, as someone who, and I think you said it perfectly, helping them even write the email. I think sometimes people say, do they not know how to write an email? It's an intimidating situation. A lot of times, like the farmers we work with, I was just editing a guy's resume just the other day with him, and he said, I know you had to fluff a lot of it up. And I said, no, I just had to clean it. Like, you already had all the content. It's just an intimidation factor of like, I've had the same lender my whole life. I just walk in and talk to my man Billy over here and we get it gone. They're so used to that small town feeling. So I think the fact that they can find that with their local rural development and with y'all's staff and helping them do things that seem very intimidating, like emailing somebody for a federal program, is probably very helpful for them. So I can definitely applaud you guys for what you do and how easy it is to find everything on the website. We will put that in the show notes. It's kind of that direct link to the farm labor housing information. And then we will let them kind of go from there and see as they want to inquire. I think that'll be great.
Absolutely. And they can always call the state office and we'll get you to the right person. Sometimes it's me because I've done so much studying on this program. I feel like I eat, sleep, breathe farm labor housing right now. But we're so enthusiastic about both of those programs on and off farm and making sure that it's known in Kentucky that they're available and that people can utilize them. And they're just so wonderful. I just don't know how to express it other than it's out there. Let's take advantage of it and make sure that those dollars are coming to Kentucky.
Exciting times. You guys got to come back. That's all there is to it. We got to follow up on a lot of this to see how it's going. Rachel, last words for you. Anything that you want to say about the program or any of the other programs?
Well, I think for our agency, just overall, you don't know what you don't know, right? So if you are interested in any of our programs and you look at it and you're like, can our community utilize that program? Give us a call, because once you talk to us, you're going to be our friends for life. Like, even if it's something that we can't address right now, or it's a program that's not open, I guarantee you that our staff in the field are going to remember your name. And when something comes open that does fit your individual, need, we can make sure that you know about it. And I think that's the beauty of our program still. We still have those staff that are close to the field and able to help deliver our programs. And you're not talking to some AI bot somewhere trying to tell you about our programs. You're still talking to a real person.
There's that AI guy again. I don't know who this is.
2 in a row. You're going to have to meet this guy.
Rachel, we can't thank you enough for being here today, telling us about that. Please come back anytime to follow up on this or any other program. We'd love to have you.
Well, thank you guys